Your whole fucking speech was about how great Beyoncé is. These people are being trained to worship this person.
Beyoncé has built a billion-dollar reign on empowerment anthems and larger-than-life performances. Yet, as her longtime friend Sean Diddy Combs battles sweeping federal trafficking and racketeering charges, her famous voice has gone radio silent. The Hive is buzzing, but not with praise. They're asking why their queen of feminism isn't lifting a finger, or even a tweet, to stand up for black women who have named Diddy as their abuser. That hush is where our story begins. But to understand today's silence, we have to rewind to the elevator that roared. It was 2014, a Met Gala after-party, a cramped elevator at New York's Standard Hotel. Security footage, leaked, grainy, unforgettable, showed Solange Knowles exploding on Jay-Z, fists flying, purse swinging, while Beyoncé stood statue still. Headlines blamed infidelity. Memes had a field day. Then, nothing. Since that night, Solange has orbited farther and farther away. She skipped Beyoncé's Renaissance World Tour, missed Grammy shoutouts, and hasn't been photographed with her niece Blue Ivy in years. Fans called it artistic independence. Insiders whisper it was survival. If that elevator was a protest, silence became Solange's safest refuge. Solange wasn't the first to raise an eyebrow or swing a fist. Kimberly Thompson spent 7 years pounding drums for Beyoncé's all-female band. Then, in 2018, she marched into an LA courthouse and filed for a restraining order, claiming Beyoncé unleashed extreme witchcraft, tapped her phones, and even killed her kitten. The judge tossed the petition, but the allegations became tabloid rocket fuel. Most brushed Kimberly off as unhinged, yet buried in those documents was a telling detail. Beyoncé supposedly controlled everything from Thompson's set list to her hairstyle. If she micromanaged a haircut, how deep did the control really go? Dismissed in court doesn't always mean disproved in life. Enter Jaguar Wright. The neo-soul vocalist who once toured with The Roots began unloading industry secrets on live streams, secrets that sounded like late-night conspiracies until lawsuits started proving her right. Jaguar claimed artists attended ritual-style parties, hinted Beyoncé was hypnotized, and warned fans to watch who they idolize. Months later, Diddy's ex-bodyguard Uncle Ron echoed similar charges: occult gatherings, substance abuse, and a dark connection between Jay-Z, Beyoncé, and the tragic death of Aaliyah. Weeks after his viral interview, Ron was found dead under murky circumstances. That's two insiders, independent of each other, painting the same shadow on pop's brightest couple. Coincidence or breadcrumb trail? The breadcrumb trail leads straight to Diddy. Bad Boy, Rock Nation, Revolt, Live Nation. The connections stack like platinum plaques. Jay-Z and Diddy sold black excellence in tuxedos and Super Bowl suites, while Beyoncé served feminist glory under stadium lights. Yet federal prosecutors now allege Combs' empire masked exploitation and abuse. Insiders say Beyoncé and Jay-Z won't implicate themselves, opting for absolute silence rather than risk collateral damage. Silence, it seems, is the currency of survival. One Kimberly couldn't pay, one Solange refuses to spend, and one Jaguar tears up on air. But what happens to those who don't stay silent? Quick pause. If these deep dive stories are your thing, hit subscribe so you won't miss the next twist. Now, back to it. Remember Carrie Hilson? In 2009, she looked poised to rival Beyoncé. Then came a sly lyric, interpreted as a diss, and her career nosedived. No official blacklist was ever printed, but radio spins vanished and festival bookings dried up. Across the industry, similar vanishing acts follow anyone poking the Knowles Carter bear. Insiders call it coincidence. Veterans call it career-ending shade. And it's not exclusively women. Multiple male producers whisper about shelved tracks, sudden threats, and non-disclosure clauses thick as phone books. The pattern is the message: talk, and your spotlight dims. So, who turns the gears? Legal firewalls, powerhouse PR firms, and multi-million-dollar NDAs create an iron dome around the Knowles Carter dynasty. Lawsuits settle quietly, allies issue statements through lawyers, unfavorable interviews vanish before airtime. Social media managers scour hashtags while trolls drown dissent. Critics aren't just ridiculed, they're erased. Even Beyoncé's own mother recently claimed her account was hacked after liking a post about allegations against Jay-Z. Whether slip-up or sabotage, the swift public correction showed how tight the reins really are. If speaking costs your future, silence buys your peace. Since 2018, Solange has released experimental albums, hosted art installations, and built a career free from the stadium tour treadmill. She rarely mentions her sister. She never mentions the elevator. But when Jay-Z faced a lawsuit last winter, reports said Solange offered private support. Proof family ties still bind, even if physical proximity does not. Did she step back to protect Beyoncé's empire, or protect herself from it? And now, 10 years after that flurry of fists, we arrive at a flurry of lawsuits. Diddy's trial rolls on, testimony painting a years-long tapestry of exploitation. Each day the prosecution calls another witness, and each day Beyoncé's platforms remain bright, glossy, and mute. The Queen of Empowerment is watching, but from a locked tower. Kimberly's kitten is still gone. Jaguar's live streams climb in views. Uncle Ron's voice echoes posthumously. And Solange? She lets the silence speak. In an industry where words cost careers, or worse, distance can be louder than a microphone. Pop culture crowns royalty with streams and ticket sales, but it's the audience that keeps crowns polished. When icons stay silent, we become the narrators. The elevator, the court filings, the dotted lines between black excellence and alleged criminal empires. They're puzzle pieces we've been handed. So here's the question. If you stood inside that elevator, would you break the silence or hold it to save your future? In the kingdom of pop, sometimes a whisper can knock down a throne faster than any punch.